Hello, my dear students. Today we are going to do part 3 of chapter 7 Modern Period from your second PUC Indian History textbook. Topics covered in this are 7.6 Indian National Movement, Role of Karnataka, 7.7 Unification Movement in Karnataka. Now let's begin with 7.6, that is Indian National Movement, Role of Karnataka. India faced several foreign invasions over centuries, but the British aimed to dominate politically and economically without integrating into Indian society. The Indian national movement emerged as a response to British supremacy, seeking political, social, and cultural awakening. Karnataka played an active role contributing leaders, movements, and organization to the national struggle. The next part is background causes for Indian nationalism. The economic policies of the British harmed Indian trade, agriculture, and cottage industries, causing widespread unemployment and poverty. Western education introduced by the British helped Indians compare themselves with Europe, inspiring pride in India's culture and political past. Students, from this we learn exploitation and education together can awaken political consciousness among citizens. The next part is early political association in India and Karnataka. Before 1885, several associations were formed. Zamindari Association 1838, British Indian Association 1851, East India Association 1866 by Dadabhai Nauroji, Indian League 1875 by Shishir Kumar Ghosh. In Karnataka, four delegates participated in the first Indian National Congress 1885. Students, from this we learn early organization laid the groundwork for the unified political movement. The next part is establishment of Indian National Congress 1885. The Indian National Congress INC was founded to unite Indian leaders across regions and present Indian grievances to the British. Its objectives included promoting national unity, removing religious and caste prejudice, politically educating masses, and including more Indians in administration. Students, from this we learn a collective platform strengthens voice for justice and political reform. The next part is stage 1, the moderates 1885 to 1905. Moderates like Dadabhai Nauroji, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, and Feroz Shah Mehta believed in loyalty to the British while using petitions, meetings, and delegation to influence policy. Their effort laid the foundation for Indian political awakening. Students, from this we learn peaceful, patient approaches can educate citizens and slowly build national awareness. Stage 2, the extremist, 1905 to 1920. Extremists like Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Lala Lajpat Rai, and Bipin Chandra Pal demanded Swaraj and were willing to use radical means against the British. Causes for extremism included failures of the moderates, British famines, partitions of Bengal 1905, and reactionary measures by Viceroy Curzon. Students, from this we learn when moderate measures failed, radical approaches often emerge to demand justice. The next part is role of Karnataka in extremist activities. Karnataka contributed to the movement through leaders, publication, and local protest. Newspapers and literary works inspired nationalist sentiments. Regional participation strengthened the nationwide struggle against British rule. Students, from this we learn regional contributions are critical in a united national movement. Stage 3, Gandhian era 1920 to 1947. Mahatma Gandhi introduced satyagraha, including civil disobedience, non-violence, and mass mobilization. Key movement included Champaran Satyagraha 1917, Peasants' Right; Kheda Satyagraha 1918, Drought Relief; Non-Cooperation Movement 1920 to 1922, Boycott of British Institution. Students, from this we learn mass participation and non-violent resistance can challenge even the most powerful oppressors. The next part is Khilafat and Home Rule Movement. Khilafat movement united Hindus and Muslims under INC, that is Indian National Congress, promoting national unity. Home Rule League 1916 spread awareness about self-governance. Tilak's slogan, Swaraj is my birthright, became a rallying cry. Students, from this we learn unity across community strengthens the struggle for independence. Students, now let's see the conclusion for this. The Indian national movement evolved from petitions and meeting to mass mobilization and non-violent civil disobedience. Karnataka played a vital role by contributing leaders, literature, and protest. The moral is very simple: education, unity, and participation of all citizens are essential to achieving justice and freedom. Now let's move on to the next part, that is 7.7, Unification of Karnataka. After India's independence in 1947, the country faced the challenges of integrating 562 princely states into a single union. Karnataka then divided among Madras and Bombay presidencies, and several princely states like Mysore, Hyderabad, and Jamkhandi also sought unification based on linguistic and cultural identity. The next part is integration of princely states. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel persuaded most princely states to join India. Junagadh initially tried to join Pakistan but was merged with India after popular revolt. Hyderabad joined after police action due to Nizam's oppression of the people. Kashmir joined India after intervention during Pakistan invasion. Students, from this we learn strong leadership and people support are key to national integration. The next part is demand for linguistic state. Andhra Pradesh formation in 1952 inspired other regions to seek state based on language. Kannadigas wanted unification to preserve language and culture. Newspapers, books, poets, and cultural organizations fueled this demand. Students, from this we learn language and culture are powerful unifying forces. The next part is key leaders and organization. Alur Venkata Rao wrote Karnataka Ghata Vaibhava, inspiring unity. Organizations like Karnataka Vidya, Vardhaka Sangha, Kannada Sahitya Parishad, and Karnataka Akikarana Samiti campaigned actively. Leaders like Siddappa Kambli, Gudleppa, Halikar, R.H. Deshpande, and S. Ninjalangappa were instrumental. Students, from this we learn leadership, organize activism, and cultural pride drive political movements. The next part is States Reorganization Committee and Fazil Ali Committee. The Dhar Committee 1948 opposed linguistic states, but agitations continued. The JVP Committee 1949 supported Andhra but initially opposed Karnataka. Protest and fast by leaders like Anandappa Doddameti pressured the government. Fazil Ali Committee 1953 recommended recognizing states, implemented on 1st November 1956, forming the new Mysore state. Students, from this we learn persistent peaceful protest and negotiation can influence government decision. The next part is formation of unified Karnataka. The new Mysore state included old Mysore state, 9 districts, Hyderabad districts, Raichur, Bidar, Gulbarga, Bombay district like Belgaum, Dharwad, Bijapur, Uttara Kannada, Madras districts like Bellary, Dakshina Kannada, and Kolekal, Kodagu state. Students, from this we learn political boundaries can be reorganized to reflect cultural and linguistic unity. The next part is renaming of Karnataka. On 1st November 1973, the Mysore state was renamed Karnataka, reflecting the identity of its people. Chief Minister Devaraja Urs presided over the ceremony. Students, from this we learn names and symbols of states strengthen collective identity and pride. Students, for this last topic, let's see what is the conclusion. The unification of Karnataka demonstrate the cultural identity, language, and collective efforts can achieve political unity. Leadership, activism, and people's participation are crucial for integrating diverse regions into strong unified state. Students, now let's see the conclusion for overall chapter 7. Chapter 7 traces India's journey under British rule and response of its people from the advent of Europeans and establishment of British supremacy to the First War of Independence. We see how colonial policies disrupted Indian economy, education, and society. Socio-religious reform movements modernized thinking while Mysore under visionary leadership became a model state. The Indian national movement emerged with moderates, extremist revolutionaries, and Gandhian masses movements shaping the fight for freedom. Finally, the unification of Karnataka shows how cultural identity and persistent leadership helped unite Kannada speaking regions into a single state. Students, the moral is very simple. Strong visionary leadership can transform society and administration. Awareness of rights, unity, and peaceful activism can achieve social and political goals. Change is possible when people actively participate and work collectively.